Okay, we are talking about the year-end exam because I want to plan sufficient time for revision. If I can cover quickly, I'll make adjustment because I'm the only teacher teaching, right? So I'm in control. If you all need me to adjust, yeah, so no problem. I will adjust accordingly to your needs, then at least can secure your grades. I know it's getting more stressful now. The topic is not as easy as Sec 1. Okay, so transport system in living things. I don't know whether you have watched the video. Did you all watch the video, the lesson video in the e-learning platform? Do you log into the portal and watch the videos or not? So far, you all did. Good. Yin didn't. Yeah, Yinchi, do you watch the video? Never. Sometimes, I see. Okay, so I managed to get something here. Why did I do this? Because transpiration, remember we talked about how the water is being lost through the stomata, right now, in the form of water vapor. Because of the loss in water, okay, there is this pool, okay, like straw suction effect, right? So as you drink from the straw, you're drawing the water or whatever drink in. So the rest of the drink will enter from the bottom. Same for the plant. Because of the loss of the water vapor, so water content inside the plant is lesser. It creates certain pressure, like a suction pressure. So if you look at the diagram here, okay, so you have water loss by transpiration. It leads to water being pulled upwards, right? And then if you see a capillarity, capillarity is part of it, but you are not learning at Sec 2 level. Okay, but water absorbed by the root hair, okay, you need to know this because one of our questions actually addressed this one. Okay, and I will bring this back to you again later on. So this is how it happens. Okay, this is the transpiration pool. And keep down. Okay, so transport system in plants. Okay, very quickly, let's look at this. Transport system in plants. The transport system consists of the xylem and the phloem. Okay, because these are the two tubes that serves to transport substances. What do they transport? For the xylem vessels, right? Okay, water as well as mineral salts will move up the plant via these vessels with the help of the transpiration pool as well as root pressure. Now, can you see over here capillarity, right? Capillary action is not mentioned because it is not in your syllabus. But the truth is that is part of it lah. But you need to know only transpiration pool as well as root pressure. Root pressure, what's the meaning? So if we have a lot of water, okay, in the soil, okay, so in the root hairs, there will be lesser water there. So we talked about water potential last time, right? Water potential is the same as concentration of water. So if water potential is low, that means there is lesser water molecules. So in this case, right, over here it says concentration of water is low. I can rewrite it as low water potential. So this low water potential, okay, means that comparatively the soil will have higher water potential, okay? So water from the soil is going to move into the root hair cells. Can you see that? Okay, so water move, it's also known as osmosis. Okay, so osmosis means what? It means that, you know, it's the movement of water molecules from a region of higher water potential to a region of lower water potential. Okay, so that is for osmosis. Okay, now concentration of dissolved mineral salts. We talked about this. Okay, remember active transport. Active transport is not exactly inside the Sec 2 syllabus, but in the exam papers that I looked through, I saw some schools still testing. So I want to cover this part for you. So when the concentration of the dissolved mineral salts is low in the soil, okay, and then this is a healthy plant, there isn't a lot of minerals inside the soil, still the mineral salts is going to enter the plant through the root hair cells. So it's not going to be like, oh, the plant is going to lose the mineral salts. It won't happen that way. Okay, this particular process is known as active transport. energy is required. Okay, because energy will force these minerals to move in the opposite direction. So diffusion means what? Okay, I summarize. We talk about diffusion. We talk about osmosis, right? And we talk about active transport. So diffusion is actually the process where solute particles move from a region of, I'm sharing my screen. Can you all see or not? Let me try again. Can see now? Okay. Working, you could see it all the time. Oh, some of you couldn't. Sheena couldn't. Okay, now you can. Good. Yeah, thanks. You have to let me know. Yes, it's a tree. Thank you, Yuyan. Now, okay, again, diffusion is the movement of solute particles. What kind of solute particles? When we talk about diffusion, in fact, we are talking about all kinds of particles other than water. Okay, other than water. Water is only reserved for osmosis. Okay, so diffusion is going to be all kinds of particles, be it sucrose, be it any mineral salt, be it carbon dioxide, oxygen, all these will be going through diffusion. But it always takes place with these molecules moving from higher concentration region to lower concentration region. Active transport is the opposite. Okay, so we don't call these diffusion because diffusion must be from a place where there's high concentration to a place where there's low concentration. Active transport work the opposite way from, maybe I change the color, will be better. So for active transport, okay, it's from low concentration, okay, to high concentration. So it's against the concentration gradient. So in order to move from a low concentration to high concentration, you're forcing the particles to move. So you need energy for that to happen. All right. Okay, so I already said all this will be from high to low. This is water only, but still high to low. Active transport is different. It will move from low concentration region to high concentration region. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. So this is the transport system in plants. Now, you need to know also the phloem carries food, okay? And then the food is being transported within the phloem up and down. Water can only move in one direction, all right? From the bottom to the top. Okay, but food can travel from the top to the bottom as well as top to higher up even. Can? Now, there is also something that I will be also sharing with you along the way. When we look at this particular question here, okay, I don't want to cover so much yet. So let's look at transport system of the plants and address some of the questions here. So when we talk about this, yeah, I mentioned just now, transport system of plants, right, consists of xylem and the phloem. Okay, so if we were to link this back, I was teaching the Sec 1 on the topic cells. So I had to even bring in xylem and phloem and teach them. So I was thinking, why is it that Sec 1 and 2 syllabus, they can't combine cells as well as transport system? They are so relevant, you know. Okay, so yeah, I might have to even go back later on when I show you some exam questions. Some exam questions you are going to see, okay, they combine the cells together with digestion. They combine cells together with transport system also. Right, let's carry on. So this is pretty clear. Now, xylem vessels. This is not, I don't see this appearing in the syllabus, but it is important to know. So I might as well just tell you. For xylem vessels, right? Okay, you look at the diagram, xylem vessels look like this. So the arrow is showing you the direction where the water molecules are moving, or we can say water and mineral salts. It's a one-way flow. Okay, there are no walls that are found, you know, within the xylem vessels, not like how the phloem vessel looks like. So it's one straight tube, okay, continuous tube. for the water to flow freely, okay? Free passage of water, there is no blockage at all. For the fluent vessel, can you see? Okay, there are some walls that appear, okay, in different parts of the phloem, but these walls, right, has got something like pores or holes. Can you see that? Okay, so this is how the xylem vessel is made up. Okay, the fluent vessel is made up. And this is also how the xylem vessels look like. Okay, and then take note, this has been tested in some exams before, some school. The xylem vessels are actually very thick walls, okay? Thick walls, and in fact, it's very hard. Why? Because it is made of lignin. Okay, so this lignin, right, cause it to be very stiff, very hard. Why is that important? Because you are transporting water, okay, and water is moving from the bottom to the top. It needs to be stronger in that sense. Clear? Must be able to, withstand certain pressure. Can I go on? Okay, can I understand? Good. So xylem vessels have no cross walls. See the cross walls here. Okay, cross walls means within. All right, so nothing nothing related to its walls on the two sides. Okay, so we can't say prevent collapse or to strengthen the plant. Okay, so in fact, if you talk about lignin, right, lignin strengthen the plant. So this is the purpose of having the lignin. Okay, prevent collapse as well because it is so strong, it actually is a kind of support, okay, for the plant. Now, allowing free passage will be because of the cross wall. Comparing the vessel of the phloem and the xylem. Okay, so they are talking about the walls here. That's why answer is C. But if you ask me, will they test you at this level? No. All right. Some schools may though. Okay, now what is being transported in the xylem? Xylem, we also talk about it. Yeah, it's the water carrying tubes. You need to know, okay, when you are in term P5, you keep talking about water being transported, right? Hardly mentioned is mineral salts as well, but you need to know mineral salts as well as water will be transported. Yeah, Jimin, it is actually both water and mineral salts. Okay, Jimin? Yeah, so don't miss that out. Sorry, I wanted to put B for the other one. It should be here. Okay. Now, the phloem is used to transport something. I need to add on extra info for you. Now, when the photosynthesis takes place in the leaves, right? So sugar will be made. So we always say that, okay, photosynthesis lead to food being made. So the food, we can also call it sugar, right? Okay, and not just sugar. Sometimes maybe your teachers would have said that, okay, you can say glucose. These are all correct terms. Either you call it food or sugar or glucose at your level, it is glucose, right? Now, when this glucose is being made in the leaves, okay, this glucose is not being transported by the phloem. Okay, the phloem, right, will transport another form of sugar, which is sucrose. So the glucose will then be converted. Okay, these glucose will be converted to sucrose, and then it will be transported by the phloem to other parts of the plant. Not yet, Jimin. So it's very interesting how this happens. You never know that actually it's such a complicated process. So when the sucrose is being transported to parts of the plants where, energy probably is needed. Yeah, it's not because it's a fancy word. Sucrose is easier to transport than glucose. So the sucrose, when let's say it reaches to certain parts of the plant, right, it will convert to glucose for the plant's use. Yeah, and then, okay, that can also be converted to starch if it's excess. But the sucrose will be the one that is moving. Clear? Starch will not move. Glucose will not move. So it's the sucrose that will move to other parts of the plant. Can? Yeah. So wherever it is needed, it's either used as glucose or it will be